Prime Minister, we had a very egregious event occur in your absence where we saw the almost desecration of one of our other legends, the Honorable Great Sir Tim Hector's name being attached to an award. We saw the return of Dr. Jackie Quinn Leandro to the media, and I must say my personal opinion and observation that she was someone who I had formerly held in high esteem, just given her intellectual accomplishments and that she would have been the first elected female representative in our House of Representatives. Mm-hmm. She would have served at the highest office as acting Prime Minister in this country. She was well regarded and highly so. Not only has my very high esteem of her fallen, because I don't know if it is that she's just out of touch with the way radio shows are hosted these days, but I find that, as we say in our vernacular, she pick up can. But and I stumble upon some words that, and her inflection is just off, But, you saw a little bit of her earlier. But worse yet, this award that for journalism and activism, I really don't know how they arrived at selecting the candidate. Well, Colin will tell you that the person who organized the award said, "A God tells you to do them."
Oh my grief! You're not serious?
Yeah.
Yes, he said, "A God tells you to do."
Oh Lord.
But I would like to hear your comments because Tim Hector hailed from your constituent. Well, out here today that he came from Parham, there was a extended show on his life, almost spontaneously on Conscious Vibe this morning. I did not even realize that his father was from Parham and his mother went to St. Kitts and Nevis and then he came back. I mean, he and I were just personal friends from a very young age, and so I felt really badly when the award was given to that other person. So I called Mrs. Hector in the morning, and she told me the family was not contacted. The Leonard Tim Hector Memorial Committee was not contacted. They issued a press release the same day. We spoke about it on the Brown and Brown show. But I would just like to hear, as a person just like myself, who would have grown up in that era, where Tim had guided us through our development, or our historic development, or cultural development, or consciousness of being who we are and why we defend.
Even political.
Pardon?
Even our political development.
Even our political development across the spectrum. I'd just like to hear your take on this award. And if you might just join me, or maybe you've not had enough time to really observe the new AM show. And again, we have not heard concerning this award. We have not heard any member, especially your opponent in City West, who I believe was one time a candidate on the ACLM under the leadership of Tim Hector. We have not heard him speak out on that award. We have not heard the leader of the United Progressive Party speak out on that award, and these are also people who would have been close to Tim, and I'd like to hear your comments on that stuff. Thank you.
All right, PM.
Well, I think it's a desecration, a violent disrespect of Tim's contribution. In fact, I refer to him as J. Liar. He's a degenerate, the scum of the earth, and I make no apologies about it. I don't know how can our people, especially our young people, entertain a character of that nature. It tells me something about the society, and I'm very frightened about it. That you can have even individuals who are trained individuals who have degrees can be listening and following that degenerate. I know sometimes, you like a little humans on, but he's taking it too far.
True.
And for some ostensibly woman of God, because I understand it's some kind of gospel honor.
She claims to be an apostle.
Apostle? Well, she needs to get her examined. I don't know her. But this is just taking this thing too far. Even J. Truth has acknowledged that he's a clown. That, he does these things to parody and so on, looking attention. And she is just out of place to be associating Tim Hector's name, desecrating the man's contribution to nation building to this degenerate called J. Liar. And those who continue to entertain Jay Lyer, they better be careful, because at the end of the day, this guy has nothing to offer society. He tear down society, undermining our culture. In fact, people who listen to him and recognize that he may even have a following of young people outside this country must be wondering about Antiguans and Barbudans.
But PM, what is worse? What is worse? What you just said, I endorse everything you just said. But what is worse is the fact that UPP is using him as somebody who promotes their agenda.
Correct.
He's a UPP mouthpiece. That is worse than anything else.
But let's look at it. We have already said that the UPP is a criminal enterprise. And they have been using criminals to promote their message. When you have a man like Magic, who has been to jail as one of their spokespersons, even has a show on their radio station.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes. Cruyff, who apparently, again, had problems with U.S. law enforcement. I think he went to jail too in the United States.
Was deported.
Deported, or whatever it is. You have those kind of characters as your spokespersons on the front line, advocating on behalf of the party. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Then you go within your elevated level of candidates. You have Boyne, a known criminal element, went to jail for murdering a woman. And then we're going to pull his file with all of his financial misconduct in the United States in about 2 weeks. Then you have Sean Bird, that never worked away. That's not around a radio station. Even left a few debts in the United States and didn't pay them. So creditors looking for him and can't find him in Antigua hiding. You have the other one, the Franz, who was a bankrupt. I mean, you see the type of people who they're attracting, and then J. Truth, are you surprised? You think J. Truth could come and be an advocate on behalf of the Labour Party? Couldn't happen, not under my leadership. Or if he did so, he would have had to moderate. He would have had to literally realign and come better than that. But when you have a man who does speaking bad words right through his entire program, and he does no work, The other day, he trying to raise $1,600 to buy some oxygen for his mother. I beg you have to beg it, he not work no way.
Really?
So what this guy is doing, he's preying literally on maybe the ignorance of some of the youth. They're following him, and at the end of the day, there's nothing to learn from people like J. Truth. All they do is to just attack people and speak a whole heap of expletives. There's nothing to learn. There's nothing to gain. And again, I spoke about the situation of the society with the type of tolerance. And the funny thing about it, the same people in the UPP will criticize me for even using certain terms of art when I refer to my opponents as, imbeciles and so on. An imbecile is a fool. If I say my opponent is a fool, what can be so wrong about that? Huh? We talk about intellectual masturbation. They drop the word intellectual and talk about masturbation. So, here they're trying to define me as some kind of crude person, and they have these degenerates, Magic, J. Lyer, and Cruyff and so on the front lines. These people are real. In fact, I want to tell you, if we're not careful with the UPP, and the people of this country make the mistake and vote them, they're going to mash up this country, Because you can imagine people like J. Lyer, Cruyff, and Magic. UPP wins. They're going to exact their pound of flesh,
This is Antigua Breaking News.